So let's just jump right in. If you look at Minecraft in 2026, it's kind of this wild mix of complete opposites. I mean, you've got one player over here sweating every single move to avoid their world being deleted forever, and then, at the same time, another player is just collecting super cute baby animals that never have to grow up. Today we're going to unpack this bizarre, wonderful state of the game, how it manages to be for everyone from the hardcore survivalist to the casual builder, and even those who just want a little chaos.
And this quote, wow, it just nails the feeling of Minecraft's biggest challenge, doesn't it? It's not about just fighting skeletons. It's that constant, nagging feeling in the back of your head that every single choice matters. One bad move, and it's game over, for good. And that high-stakes world is exactly where we need to start.
Right, so to really get a handle on what Minecraft is today, you first have to understand its most brutal, most unforgiving side, hardcore mode. And trust me, this isn't just turning up the difficulty. It's a completely different way of thinking about the entire game.
Here's the part that changes everything. You get one life. That's it. No respawns, no second chances. You mess up, fall off a cliff, get swarmed by zombies, and poof, that world you poured hours into is just deleted. It really is the ultimate test of your skill, your patience, and your planning.
And that one life rule forces a total mental shift. You know, in regular survival, you can be a hero. You can take crazy risks because, hey, if you die, you just respawn and run back. But hardcore, it's the exact opposite. It becomes a game of pure risk management. The players who survive for hundreds, even thousands of days, they're not always the best fighters. They're the most careful. They play for consistency, not for the epic highlight reel.
And you see this mindset in action from the very first minute. For a hardcore player, day one is not about exploring, it's about locking everything down. And check out that last point, getting iron for a shield. That's prioritized over almost anything else. A sword is nice, sure, but a shield is what keeps you alive through that first chaotic night. It's non-negotiable.
And these are the classic, heartbreaking ways it all ends. It's almost never some big, epic final battle. No, it's the small stuff. It's taking that little bit of fall damage over and over. It's getting greedy for just one more hit on a creeper. Every single one of these is a painfully familiar story of how a 100-hour world can vanish in an instant.
This becomes the mantra. That amazing-looking base hanging off a cliff? Yeah, that's a death trap. A boring, well-lit dirt box in the middle of a flat, empty plain? That's safety. In hardcore, you build for function first. You survive now so that, maybe, you get the chance to build something pretty later. Dull is survival.
Okay, you feeling that intense, brutal survival vibe? Good. Now take it and just throw it right out the window. Because while the community was busy perfecting the art of not dying, Mojang was working on something from the complete opposite end of the universe. Welcome to the Tiny Takeover.
Yep, you heard that right. The main feature of a huge update in 2026 was a massive visual overhaul for more than 35 of the game's baby mobs, and their stated goal was, and I quote, a cuteness overload. This wasn't just a small patch, it was a total redesign aimed right at the heart.
And the change is, well, it's huge. Before, most baby mobs were just shrunken down adults, but now they have totally unique models, bigger heads, expressive eyes. They actually have personality. They went from just being small to being genuinely, intentionally adorable.
And just to make sure the cute factor was dialed up to 11, they added this, the Golden Dandelion. See that baby fox that's just too perfect to ever grow up? Feed it one of these and it stays a baby, forever. It's a feature that came directly from players loving the cute things in their world, giving them total control over their little animal friends.
The update was more than just looks, too. It had some amazing quality of life changes. I mean, making name tags craftable, that's a huge deal for anyone who likes to, make their world feel like their own. Add in all the new sounds for mobs and that awesome new trumpet sound from copper blocks, and the whole game just started to feel a little more alive, a little more charming.
So, how does this even make sense? How can you have a game that's about brutal one-life survival and also about making baby pigs cuter? Well, the answer is all about a huge shift in how the developers at Mojang see the game and their huge, incredibly diverse community.
This quote right here from one of Minecraft's product managers says absolutely everything. For years, Mojang was famous for saying no. There were just certain features that they felt didn't fit the Minecraft vision. But that old, rigid way of thinking, it seems to be gone. The new philosophy is all about being flexible and serving every type of player.
So what does this new approach actually look like? Well, they're listening to the community more than ever, even going back to ideas they rejected years ago. And by doing these smaller, more frequent updates, they can create this amazing balance. They can give us something charming and delightful like the tiny takeover, and then follow it up with something terrifying like the warden, keeping everyone happy.
And speaking of that balance, we already know what's coming next. After all that adorable stuff, the pendulum is swinging right back towards danger and mystery. Get ready for an update called Chaos Cubed.
This is dropping us into a whole new underground world, the Sulfur Caves, which, let's be real, is just a new place to get completely lost and terrified in. We're getting new building blocks, which is cool, but also new dangers, like these pools of green water that'll hit you with nausea if you step in them. Caving just got a whole lot more interesting.
And here's the chaos part of the update. This new mob, the Sulfur Cube. It's not just another slime. First, it absorbs blocks, so it can camouflage itself. But the wild part is its physics. The harder you hit it, the farther it goes flying across the cave. And players immediately figured out this makes it the perfect, weirdest punching bag for testing out how much damage your new enchanted sword actually does.
Okay, so we've got brutal survival, we have adorable pets, and we've got chaotic new caves. This balance is everything. But there's one last piece to this puzzle that takes it to another level. Mojang's deeply, deeply weird sense of humor. And there's no better example than one of their most famous pranks ever.
No, seriously, stop and think about that for a second. The inventory is, well, it's everything. It's how you hold your tools, your food, your blocks. What would Minecraft even be without it? Well, on April Fool's Day, Mojang decided we should all find out.
They called it the Herdcraft update, and for one day, anyone playing the latest snapshot found their inventory was just gone. Instead, the world itself became your inventory. It was one of the strangest, most mind-bending ideas they've ever had, and it forced literally everyone to relearn the game from square one.
And this is how it actually worked. When you broke a block, you didn't pick it up, no, you broke its spirit, and it would just start following you around like a lost puppy. So to craft a pickaxe, you had to gather your herd of 3 cobblestone blocks and 2 sticks, lay a crafting grid on the ground, and then command them to arrange themselves in the right pattern. It was completely absurd, totally hilarious, and kind of brilliant.
And that really brings us back to the central question, doesn't it? This is what Minecraft is in 2026. It's a game that can contain all of these contradictions, because its community contains all of them. You've got the hardcore player, the pet collector, the chaos-loving explorer. It refuses to be just one single thing. And maybe, just maybe, that's the real secret to why it's still so massive. What do you think is the one thing that really holds it all together?